So guys, in my previous videos you've seen me using the new bead roller I bought. It's a good tool, I'm happy with it, but I think it can use just a little improvement. So there is a little bit of flex in it from the upper die and the bottom die. It's 1/2 inch plate, but because the throat is so deep, it'll move about 1/8 to 1/4 inch. So what I want to do is reinforce it on the back side here, so it gives it a little more rigidity so the dies don't move around. Okay. The other issue is if it's a little hard to use with one person. Okay. I could do it, I have long arms, but I've got one arm on the crank, the other one on the material, and I'm trying to lean over and see exactly where the die is. And I think my pieces would come out a lot better if I could have both hands on the material and be feeding it through, standing right here at the die so I could see exactly what's going on. And it'd be easier to do the curves and the corners and everything else. So what I did is I went online, I looked at a bunch of people's videos for motorizing your bead roller, okay, and I looked at kits. Okay, now the kits cost twice the amount that I paid for this bead roller, so I'm not going to do that. So I looked at the way some people are doing it. I need to do it my way. Okay, now I'm not saying this is definitely going to work, but this idea I got in my head, I got to try it. So what I did is, my kids had a BMX bike in the backyard. I took it apart. I took the sprocket off the crank, and I took the rear wheel apart. Now this thing had some beefy axles in it. So what I did is I took it all apart. I took the bearings out, because this is that, the one-way deal. So I took all the bearings out of it. I put the races back in, which are threaded. Thread those in, and I just have that one there. Now this is a fairly small gear, because it was made to be a fast bike. So what I'm going to be doing is, one, I got to clean this up, get all the grease off, and weld this. So this will be our drive piece, and then this is going to go on the crank handle. Now what I'm doing here is creating a gear reduction, so even when that drill is spinning faster, this will not move anywhere at the speed that this guy does. Took the chain off of it, got that too. On the way home a little while ago from work, stopped by Harbor Freight. I bought a 1/2 inch variable speed drill. With coupon it was like 22 bucks. Okay, so pretty much everything I got in this is about 22 bucks, because you can find a bicycle laying around. So we're gonna get started on this, see if it works. What I'm gonna do first is take this drill apart, figure out how the internals work so I know what pieces I gotta do what with. Alright, let's do it. Well, the other night when I started this project, one of the kids' cars broke and I had to bail to go fix it. So now I'm finally getting a chance to get back on this. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up where we left off. Alright? So the switch has been cut out, so now we're going to strip the wires and extend the wires on the switch farther away from the drill. That way we can set up a foot pedal on the floor to activate the switch to make it run. Okay, now that we've got all the wiring done, trigger works, we extended the wires, drill's working fine, everything, we're good to go. Okay, so the bicycle crank gear. I've taken it and just barely opened up the hole so it fits nice and clean on the drive shaft. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to clean off the powder coating around the edge here, clean out the powder coating on this. We'll line the two on the shaft, and then we're going to weld the two together. Now most people don't leave the handle. The reason I'm leaving the handle is because if I want to manually tweak it just a little here or there, I still have the handle on at all times to reach over, grab it, and turn it. So that's my plan. So we're going to clean these up now. Alright, so I've cleaned off the powder coat just around there where we're going to be welding. Okay, when using this bead roller, I've noticed that it has a little bit of flex. Now, I'm going to reinforce it to get rid of that flex. So to do so, I'm going to take the rollers off and either weld right angle or square tubing along here to help reinforce it. So that's my plan. First, we got to take these rollers off. First thing we got to do is prep the surface. That way we get a good clean weld.
Won't be long. Y'all gonna be dead and gone. Y'all gonna be dead and gone. Y'all gonna be dead and gone.
Alright guys, well it's all mounted up. It's not finished. I need to make a cover and a pedal. But let's go ahead and try it. So I got a piece of 18 gauge right now. And I've already set the depth. So there you go. So just got to get the foot pedal so I can control it a little better. So that's next, build a foot pedal. Alright, well, pedal's done. Now let's test it. So guys, when I was editing this video, I noticed I didn't show you guys enough close-up on the pedal of how it was made. It's really simple, so I'm going to take a minute now and show you guys how I did the pedal. Now, the pedal itself is real simple, okay? All I did was hinge a top piece of metal, cut it out for the selector switch, and when it presses, it just presses the trigger. Now I'll pop this back cover off and show you guys the inside. Okay, so the cover off, we open this up. It's very simple. Did nothing more than make a bracket here to hold the trigger, and so when the pedal comes down, it's doing nothing but pressing the trigger. Now, one thing I think I might add later is a bolt to go through here to set depth, so it's a stop, so that, you know, so it just goes down and stops, so that I can't nail it and, you know, go way too fast. I can just set it to the speed I like, and it only stop there. So that's something I'll probably do in the future. All right, pedals all together and hooked up. Appears to be working. Set depth. Okay, reverse. There we go, no cranking. Well, everything's operational. I did add a couple little plates on here for strength, nothing major. Pedal works good, everything seems to be working fine. So one of the last steps I have is to build a shroud to go over this drill so you can't tell it's a drill and it looks better. So that's what I'm going to do now, is build a shroud to go over it and go from there. Well, there you go, guys. It's all done. Everything's set up. It runs good. The motor's nice and covered. Chain's disposed, but I kind of need to watch that anyway to know everything's working okay. If you wanted to, you could put a chain guard on it. But for me, I don't really care. I'm always going to be on that end. Well, guys, I hope that clears everything up for you. If you have any questions on anything, feel free to comment or email me at brokebastardgarage@gmail.com. or on Facebook, whatever. Just reach out if you got questions. I'll be glad to help. So, I did not get a chance to paint it yet. Kind of been sick this week, so I haven't been able to do it. Once I do paint it, I'll throw pictures up on Facebook so you guys can see it. Hopefully, I maybe throw down some pinstriping on it, make it look cool. But anyway, alright guys, well if you like this video, do me a favor, like and subscribe. And if you want to see some of my other stuff, there's a link over here. Alright guys, I appreciate you watching. And stay tuned for more videos. You guys have a great night.